Hello again, and we are in our second last chapter of the program. So exciting. I really hope that you are enjoying it all so far and learning lots and lots and lots. We move up now to our final two chakras, and today we're going to look at the sixth chakra, which is our third eye chakra, also known as Ajna in Sanskrit, meaning beyond wisdom. So this chakra symbol is the lotus with two petals. It is the color indigo. Its element is light, and its mantra sound is SHAM, S-H-A-M. So it's SHAM, SHAM, SHAM as a vibrational frequency or sound that we use to balance the third eye. Its location is here in between your eyebrows or just above, and it's responsible for basically your sixth sense. So one of the biggest parts of this chakra is connecting you to your innate inner wisdom and your innate inner knowledge, also known as our intuition. So this is where we start to see things, in a way that is not through our five senses, but it is at a sixth sense level. So if we are overactive in this space, then we can tend to kind of live in a space of our minds which is like our heads in the clouds. We're always daydreaming, we're kind of like not really about practicality and matter, but we're always like kind of in the head and just kind of floating around, which can lead us to feel overwhelmed about life and start to pull us away from the bottom chakras which connect us, that we start to live too much in the head space. And this is going to be similar for the next chakra as well. So we need to remember that even though the chakras move up, they also move down. And if we're imbalanced here, then we can feel ungrounded. But if we're also imbalanced here, we can also feel ungrounded. If we're overactive, there's too much happening in this space, we lose sense of this space here, and vice versa. So you have to see how each chakra point associates to the other as well. If it's underactive, then it's like, I have no connection to my intuition. I have no kind of sense of like an inner knowledge or an inner wisdom. I can feel really kind of disconnected from myself, very untrusting of myself, because intuition requires a lot of self-trust. And so I don't have that kind of trust within me, as opposed to being overactive, where maybe I kind of just like trust in things so much that I don't do anything. So I lose the practical element of life, and I'm too like blah, 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 like just in my head, doing things, and I kind of don't do anything as a result. I hope that makes sense. And then being obviously underactive is that I have no trust in things, which can also lead me to feel anxious and overwhelmed. So either end of the pendulum can lead me to feel very overwhelmed, very anxious, and very like disconnected, I would say, from what's going on around me, because your intuition and your inner wisdom is what kind of guides you. It's a bit of a moral compass, and naturally if that moral compass is off, we're going to feel lost. So that is the outcome of being overactive or underactive. So obviously if it's balanced, we feel very in alignment, we feel very trusting of ourselves and the way that our innate wisdom governs us. So in order to have a really good sense of innate wisdom, we need to know ourselves really well, and we need to have that feeling of like, okay, yeah, like this is good, this is bad, this feels right, this feels wrong, this is good for me, this is dangerous for me, and it's really connecting to that space in a way that we're allowing it to govern us and to guide us through life, because we trust its decisions. The decisions aren't coming from a place of fear or selfishness or manipulation or greed or power. It's coming from a pure place of self-awareness and self-understanding. So it also means that we're really able to self-reflect, and we have those tools to be able to practice self-reflection without getting upset or irritated about it. Like we recognize, okay, that wasn't right for me, or I acted wrongly in that space, space, why did I do that? So the ability for us to be really self-reflective comes from the third eye space. Physical symptoms when this is imbalanced can be anything to do with like the backs of the eyes and eye strain, as well as any headaches and sinus issues. So all of this kind of like area here, your temples, your eyes, your eyebrows, and headaches that kind of wrap around this part of the mind can be associated with an imbalance of this chakra point. When it comes to ways to rebalance it, if it's overactive, then journaling can be a really good way for you to connect back to self. So journaling allows you to really reflect on what's happened in your life, what's happened in your day, what's happening within yourself. It gives you the opportunity for self-reflection and for deeper understanding of like the practical things that are happening here on earth. You know, it's really important for us to not get too carried away and up in the clouds that forget that we are humans and we are on the earth and we do have to deal with earthly things. So journaling is a way for us to be able to connect back to that, and is a really great way of getting like out of the head and back into the body, as are things like, you know, body scan exercises, and any of your grounding down exercises can also help to pull you down and back into the body to balance out that space. If it is underactive, then opening your mind to new ideas and new concepts can be really good in this sense here. So, you know, learning to introduce new things into your life and listening to that intuition. So like, ask yourself, does this feel good? Does this not feel good? I want to put myself in a new environment. Do I like this environment? Do I not like it? If not, why not? What's the body telling me? How is my sixth sense communicating to me? Is this relationship right for me? Is it not? Do I get good energy off this person? Do I not? Like, always asking, is this good? Is this bad? Is this right? Is this wrong? Like, ask the questions to see how the body responds, because your body will always give you an innate response, and your intuition will speak to you if you choose to listen to it. So it's very much about putting yourself in new experiences, learning new things, seeing new things, in order to try to connect to that sense of trust, and trying things that maybe you don't trust the outcome of, and seeing if, you know, it worked out as you thought, or if it worked out differently, and maybe you can trust yourself to make these decisions by following your intuition. When it comes to being in nature, then it is being around anything to do with light. So because this element of this chakra point is light, then it is very much, once again, being outside, but it could be both under the sunshine or under the moonshine and the stars. So any natural light. So it could also mean in your house, you know, during the day, you know, sitting next to a window and not having all these artificial lights on. Or, you know, if you're building a house with lots of light, lots of natural light that can flow into the house and can fill the house rather than it all being artificial. Being outside, going for walks, sitting under the moon, practicing full moon rituals, all of those types of things can help to activate and balance this center of the body. And then yoga poses, like anything that you're kind of connecting this space or engaging with this space. So it could be any of your like downward facing dog, dolphin pose, but also prayer, bringing your hands and connecting the hands to the third eye to feel that connection of the energy between two elements. Child's pose, where we're connecting third eye down to mat, is another way to kind of just activate that area. And another interesting kind of thing to do when it comes to yoga can be blindfolded yoga. So that really gets you to trust your intuition and, you know, like your senses, and activate your sixth sense. And it can be a fun way of like, you know, trying to do yoga in the dark or do it blindfolded and see like, okay, do I trust my body to really bring that element of trust back into your system? So see how you go with this second last chapter of the program, and let me know your thoughts. As usual, I will see you in our next lesson, and see you very soon in our final chapter.